I got drip like a pool. I can't waste no time, I'm tryna get it. What you doing? Yeah. I can't waste no time, I'm tryna get it. What you doing? Yeah. Okay, you look bad, but I can't cuff, so we just coolin'. Okay, you got cash, but got no brains, so what you doing? Can't get in my lane, cause I'm gon' switch. They gave me a name, now I'm that nigga. You in the way, get you out of the way. Hop on the plane, a whole different state. I mean, I had the gas and faded away. I'm in a whole different place. She said Mac, that's a whole different name. I said you can just call me babe. I'm like, I don't even know her name. I'm lit up out of space. I'm like, I don't even know her name. I'm lit way up out of space. I like cash chicken. I like bad bitches. I like cars and clothes. I like foreign hoes. I like you already know. I like you already know. I like
hold up, slow up. We just met. Why you going nuts? Talking about you love me, saying you don't trust me whole time. You ain't really on none. Time wasted time playing. Texas came. I ain't want them, annihilate them. Disrespect, violate them. Give me another chance.
What's up? What's up? Good evening, good day, good afternoon, all that good stuff. This is Brandon with Outside the Box. Today, we have pro ball player, we have entrepreneur, we have the youth league coach, none other than put it together for Ben Merritt. How's it going today, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Blessing to be here. Blessing to be here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's a blessing to have you. You're a very busy guy. You know, we were just discussing, you know, your strenuous schedule. So I'm glad that you were able to take some time out and sit down with us today and, you know, connect with some very important topics.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You already know, man. As soon as you gave out the invitation, man, I was watching some of your shows before I came up today. I was like, man, I mean, we both from the East Coast. We gotta pull up, you know. Gotta chop it up. See, you know, what we can do for the people.
Creatives must support creatives.
Facts, man.
Motivated must support the motivated.
Facts, man.
You know, because it's not too many of us. No, I'm just joking.
Bro, rap though, and iron sharper iron too.
100%, and that's my whole perspective anyway. You know, like I won't put myself around a dull knife. Facts. You know, because what am I gonna get out of it? Exactly. You know. So let's. My first question, Ben, is where are you from?
Originally from born in North Philadelphia, moved to Southwest Philadelphia, then went to high school in Jersey. Then after that, man, been all around the world, man. So you know.
Awesome. And what part of Philadelphia you said?
Born in North and moved to Southwest.
Moved to Southwest. Okay. All right. So I have such a affinity for your city because, you know, aesthetically it's like a twin to Brooklyn. Like if you ever been to Brooklyn, it looks like exactly like some parts of Brooklyn itself. So it just feels like a second home to me out there. But like as we were discussing, Philadelphia has its own way, its own pulse, heartbeat, style, culture, way of conversing, dress, all of that. So the first thing I want to start off with is the infamous Philly cheesesteak, okay? Because Fresh Prince, he really, really made it so alluring. Like back in the day when I used to watch Fresh Prince, and he used to come in with the greasy paper bag and all of that, I was like, damn, I wish I was close to Philly.
Ain't no grease on the paper bag. Go take it back, man. You need to go get a different one. That's not the spot.
That's not the right one.
That's not the right spot. You feel me?
So question, so what is the best place to go for your Philly cheesesteak? Would it be a Ishka Bibbles or would it be a Max's?
I'm glad. I'm surprised you even said Ishka Bibbles. I was thinking about it when you said that, but I would say my top three. First and foremost, you gotta go Pat's off Yonka in the South Philly.
Pat's,
right across the street from Geno's. But Pat's, don't go to Geno's. Go to Pat's first. And then them courts across the street too. Those my courts. You know what I'm saying? After you go get a cheesesteak from Pat's, go see me check ball 1-on-1.
You heard that. So after you get a cheesesteak, then go over there and soak in all that Ben Merritt spirit that he left behind on the court over there that's probably still smoking. Question, Cheese Whiz or no Cheese Whiz on the Philly cheesesteak?
I gotta go American cheese.
American? White cheese. American or regular?
White American cheese, man.
It's just something about that yellow 5 not being in the cheese. Yeah. It just makes that white American so much creamier for some reason. Bro, I don't know if it's just. I thought it was just me, you know.
Nah, I'm the same way. I know a lot of people like the whiz and all like that, but man, that stuff, man. American cheese.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. You know, not glad because everybody is entitled to their own way. Because I mean, it's on your plate, you know. Yeah. But I seen so many people when I was out there, like, yeah, put the cheese whiz on it, put the cheese whiz. And I was like, I don't know, I can't get with the cheese whiz. I could get with the white American. But so you said, all right, so Pat's, make sure you stop there first, and then after that, you want to go ahead and hit up his basketball court. what I've also noticed that out in Philadelphia there is a strong Islamic culture.
Yeah.
Let's discuss the origin of that. Where does, because I've been to many other predominantly black cities, across the country, and there's no other place that's like that, where there is a strong black Islamic culture out there. That's very unique. Do you know the history of where that began? Like, has Philadelphia always been predominantly like that, or has it been progressive over the years where it became more, driven?
For my lifetime, my age range that I've been, living out there in the East Coast and everything, I always noticed that as well. It is a very dominant and present, presence out there as far as that community and all things of that nature. I got family, that is Muslim and things of that nature as well. But as far as the origins and where it originated from, I know it's more in depth from Center City up, as far as like North Philly and the German towns and the Wisconsins and all around those areas. You don't really, South Philly and Southwest, you kind of got more a different cultural background, you know what I'm saying? But I will tell you that it's it's a lot more heavy up in north side, North Philly.
Up on the north side.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a very refreshing thing to see, because usually as people of color, our first go-to spiritually is Christianity. So when I see people out there and they got the garbs on and they got the full beards and they got the full beards and places don't sell pork out there and it's really it's the real deal. And I always thought of it like I've always been intrigued as to where did it begin? How did it start?
It's funny that you mentioned the beards, because a lot of people know or associate Philly with our slang and our beards. They call them the Sunni. You know what I'm saying? But now a lot of people don't really recognize the translation, the transition in the customs of our beards and Sunnis and Philly Philly men to Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That's where having the beards and Sunnis, that kind of derivatives from that, you know what I'm saying? Gravitates off of that.
Well, I mean, if I know Philly for anything, I know him for beards and waves. Y'all got the wave game mastered out there. I don't know if it's something in the water or something, but everybo's spinning. Like, can y'all help us out, Philadelphia? Share the wealth. How are y'all all spinning? It don't make.
You gotta be on point out there. You wanna get clowned.
You gotta walk around with the brush.
With the brush and the do-rag checks all the time. Man, that's actually why I started growing my hair out. Too much pressure for them waves, man.
Right. Everybody is spinning, dipping. I'm just like, how is this possible?
I ain't got no time to be brushing, spinning all
Me neither.
I gotta grow it out. 'Cause I ain't spinning. They gonna be on my head. Like, yeah, man, you got no waves. You looking corny out here. Go ahead, grow my hair out.
So what's a Philly slang for corny?
Corny,
like a lame. I know one of them is Joe.
Yeah, Joe. I say, you probably. I say, and one something I say, if you say you dead or you weak, weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you weak, basically.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, all right. Really, just call him corny for real.
All right. Okay, we can keep that's simple enough.
Yeah,
A lame is a lame, and a cornball is a cornball.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing about your city, because your city is so rich in culture.
Yeah.
Like people think of New York as being a very rich in culture place. But Philadelphia, I mean, because I used to work out there. I used to, like I shared, I used to work in Lansdale, but on the weekends we would go and play in Philly.
Yeah.
The nightlife is dope. They got a lot of cool clubs out there, very upscale scenery and things like that, depending on where you go. Very nice. So I've noticed that there's a lot of culture where you're from, and one of the strongest cultures that you have outside of the other strong culture aspects of the culture is the music.
Yeah.
Very strong, very deep roots in Philadelphia with the music. My two favorite artists out of your city is Jill Scott and Black Thought.
Nah, a lot of people don't even know who Black Thought is.
What?
A lot of people don't even know who that is.
Oh my God. Listen, if you don't know who Black Thought is, I suggest that you take the time to pull your head out of the ostrich hole and go take your time to familiarize yourself with the legend.
Yeah, that's real music. That's real lyricist right there.
Ever since, baby, no worry, you know that you got. Yo, he's I've never heard a bad verse from him.
Yeah.
You know, so those are two of my favorites. I mean, of course, then was the major figures, which Spade was my favorite one out of him. Spade-O, his flow was just so futuristic. Like he was ahead of his time, to be honest with you.
He was.
Like
that
if he
campaign.
came. No, I'm sorry.
No, I was saying he was. That whole campaign, Spade-O and Gilly and all of them.
Gilly too. I mean, Wallow says if he didn't go to jail, he'd have been a part of the group too. But, Wallow, he be telling jokes. Yeah. But, I mean, hey, listen, he got the personality, so, I mean, he may have. But I know that from what was presented to us, Gilly was fire. But my favorite out of the group was Spade. I used to Freeway. I loved him. Beans. He had the title for a long time.
Broad Street Bully.
I mean, still to this day, I'll still listen to a Beans verse. With my full undivided attention.
Yeah. Like it was the very first time.
Because you can't take away someone's stats.
Yeah.
It's almost like you play ball. You know that very well. No matter what they say about Jordan, no matter what they say about Kobe. The numbers don't lie.
Ever.
So it's like you could feel however you feel, but they were still putting the numbers on the board, you know? So my question to you is, who are your two strongest, your two greatest musical influences out of Philadelphia?
Influential wise?
That kind of like when you heard them, like it kind of just like made you step your game up or change your perspective on life.
I'm gonna say two different things, two different people. As far as.
And by the way, it could be. I want to hear in Philly and out of Philly as well.
In Philly and out of Philly.
Yeah, because I don't want to confine the influence.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, me personally, it's a lot of I like listening to music that make you grind. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna make you want to go get some money, that's going to make you want to go do better in your life, that's going to make you want to, be dedicated to
level up.
You know what I'm saying? Yup, level up. So I don't listen to a lot of the mainstream guys. I listen to a lot of understream guys under the,
Same.
And a lot of them are still hungry out there. And they still, they grinding every day. They wake up with the same motivation I got waking up. Hey, let's go grind. Let's go get it. Whatever we loving to do it, get money to do it.
Whatever we did last week, let's outdo that this week.
You feel me? I would say right now, out of the city, around that area, my first rapper right now. I mean, I could go Meek Mills and I could go, all
of course, which that's cool.
I'm gonna go right now. Coming up, I've been on him a lot recently. I'm gonna go Core, somebody by KUR. His name is Core. He a nice up and coming rapper in the city. He hungry. You know what I'm saying? And he a lot of stuff he rap about, it sits right in my heart, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
it just hit you right in the chest.
Motivation, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get it. And then outside of that, man, it's a lot of talent in the city of Philadelphia and other cities like Chester, PA and Darby and all those little sub-hoods.
I know. I'm telling you, I feel like the best rappers come out of Philly.
Man, and
the best rappers, because it's y'all breathe, sleep, eat that. Like, not saying no. Let me not say that. What I will say is that it's ingrained or something like that, man. I don't know what it is, but like when I hear a dude coming out of your city, 9 times out of 10 he's coming hard.
Yeah.
He's coming hard. He's not playing.
You want to know? Oh yeah, when you hear him, you can know they from around Philly.
As soon as I start hearing words like boy and all this, I say, oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
He about to body this.
I think my second, I have to say my second pick. I gotta go with a local group, man. They got their own whole label and everything.
Nice. Talk to me.
33 ENT, man. 33 Entertainment. There's some rappers out there go by one rapper, one of my favorites, man. Actually, my personal favorite go by 33 Lamb, Geoc, another one, Savvy Busta Dot. We got another young boy coming up. His name's Mac, MAAC. You know, a lot that whole label, 33 ENT. Check out their YouTube page. Check out, you know, that's the music that do it for me. When you hear, I got some headphones on in the court. Those are guys on bumping.
That's what he's listening to.
You know what I'm saying? And they from the city. You know, they still grinding. They still hungry. They still hit your heart when you trying to get your next check. You know what I'm saying? Because they still in that situation. So, you know, that's the type of people.
I call it giving you something real that you can feel.
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
Giving you something real that you can feel.
Yeah.
You feel their music.
Right. Because a lot of music nowadays is so lifeless.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like I'm listening, it feels like I'm listening to an Android, or it feels like I'm listening to, you know, Random Robot 2066 or something like that, you know, and I'm just like, why do you sound like
everybody else?
Everybody's starting to look and sound exactly the same. So that's the reason why when somebody like a Pop Smoke comes out, you know, he does well, because we're in a time now where people who realize that non-conformity is what breaks the mold, those are the ones who usually do well. Like the ones who are not trying to get colorful dreads and whatnot. That was years ago. That's dead. Like people who are still trying to do that, like trippy red stuff. Yeah, that's over with. That's over with. If you didn't catch that train left you.
And now you're looking goofy. You back on SoundCloud.
Now you back on goofy time. You know. So, it's just I love that. You know, I'm the same way. Like I listen to a lot of underground artists as well. Yeah. You know, I mean, so much so that when they start to get too much notoriety, I kind of start veering away from them because you know. I don't know. It's just I'm weird like that.
You know they're gonna go commercial eventually.
Yeah. I've watched it so many times. Yeah. You know, like Drake. You know, I was listening to Drake before. I was listening to Drake when he was doing mixtapes. Yeah. You know, and I was like, this
Grassy days.
Was his bars not crazy?
Yo, he was not. That was Drake. That was back when Drake was Drake. When Drake was do right and kill everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's back when Drake was Drake. You feel me? Nowadays,
right. This is Aubrey.
Yeah.
This is Aubrey.
It's Aubrey. Full in the flesh.
Full light skin mode.
Yeah, real rap though. Real rap.
So Ben, where did your love for the sport, the game of basketball, where did it begin?
Man, about like 5 years old, 6 years old, man. Seeing Allen Iverson playing for the Philadelphia Sixers, watching him, you know, young boy days, him taking
one of the best to ever do it.
Man, that's what did it. I was 5, 6 years old. I seen him.
Where was you at when he broke Jordan's ankles?
Oh man, I remember.
Where he went this way and Jordan went that way.
Hit the jumper pull up. Yeah, man.
Them ankles said crack.
And now with Jordan was top dog back then. It wasn't like
he wasn't done.
Yeah, he wasn't done.
Wasn't he Wizards Jordan at that time? He wasn't Bulls Jordan. He was?
Yeah, he was Chicago still.
Yo,
he was Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
That was crazy.
He had like 3 more years, 3 more years left in Chicago before he dipped out of there.
And how much longer after he embarrassed Jordan? How much longer did Allen Iverson play before he kind of? Because what I'm getting at is that now that you kind of you connected that for me, I didn't make that connection before. Yeah. Maybe Jordan blackball Iverson. He was like, "You gonna embarrass the GOAT?"
Hey, I was about to say, you asked me who my GOATs are. We gonna be arguing all week, so you know.
I'd like to know who. So aside from Iverson, who else is the on that GOAT Mount Rushmore?
For me, what did it for me? My influences in the game of ball, man. Outside of AI, Kevin Durant.
KD, yeah.
Tall, skinny bulls, man. You know, I'm not the huskiest, strongest bull, but I get a bucket on anybody. You too, Brian, Kevin, all of them. I don't care who y'all are. Y'all can't guard me.
I was watching you doing drills in one of your videos. Very dangerous.
I appreciate it.
Very dangerous. I like your form. You know, I like how, you can tell that you have practiced the fundamentals so much that it's like reflexive to you.
Right.
You know, but go ahead and continue. I just wanted to just throw that in there.
Nah, you're right, man. You know, when you grind something, when you grind and you do, repetition is the father of learning. So
I just said that.
Time after time after time, it becomes a muscle memory. It becomes to the point where it's like, okay, you can't stop what I do. I just have to make this shot, but I'm going to have this shot.
And if I'm open, it's gonna go in.
You feel me?
Right. Because you've built up that muscle.
Exactly.
From doing it day in, day out consistently. Under pressure too. Yeah. Because that's what really anybody could not say anybody, excuse me, no, not anybody. Some people could go into a gym and they can hit shot after shot after shot.
Yeah.
But the real test is when you got somebody in your face.
Yeah, with that whistle.
And they
though.
breathing and they got that look in their face like, I want you to try it.
Feel a little pressure. Your team down 3 points.
Might be a
2
little bit
minutes
more
left.
bulk than you.
Yeah.
Might be, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's when it really, really comes into play.
Yeah,
you know.
For real.
So Ben, do you play domestic or do you play foreign?
Now, when you say domestic or foreign, do you mean as far as like abroad?
Do you play out of the country or do you mainly play? In the country.
Well, yeah, I've been playing overseas, professional basketball overseas for the last 5 years now, entering my 6th year. So, you know, I still play around with the guys and, you know, my company and stuff like that when I'm back home. But I'm only home for a couple months.
And
out
you're
of the
back
year,
out again.
Right back over the water.
You like a soldier awaiting deployment.
Man, I really don't know what to tell people when they ask, where do you live right now?
I live on the road.
I'll let you know where I fall asleep tonight.
It's like a line Jadakiss said back in the day. You remember he said don't even hit me on the hip if I don't give you the code.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't got a home phone number. I live on the road. You know, so, exactly. So what is your favorite country that you've played in thus far?
I gotta say, man, between the United Kingdom and Bolivia.
What about the United Kingdom and Bolivia stands out to you so much?
The United Kingdom, it was just like, it was very similar to America, but
I hear that.
Totally different. You know what I'm saying? Just from the
I hear it's very
architecture.
similar to East Coast cities, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. It's similar to like a New York, Philly type of Washington, D.C. type of vibe. You know
I heard.
But like, it's not though. The people different, the accent different, the architecture set up different, the city, like how the whole city is set up is crazy, man. The love out there, they show genuine love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, let me ask you about that because I've heard that so many times, right? Especially from people who have traveled abroad, especially to like UK and stuff. They say that the demeanor of the people are very, very different. So when you come back to America, right? Is there a strong distinction between? Is it very easy to detect the fake love that you get over here in America as opposed to the real love that you get overseas?
It is now. It is now. I can see the difference.
And what's the difference?
I would say the genuineness, you know, seeing the difference between the two. Love in America sometimes, or, you know, love from your own people or your homies or whatever, sometimes it comes with a beneficial value for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if it's not too beneficial for them, they won't really be that loving about you or that caring or that, you know, they won't really have that happiness genuine in their heart.
Right.
Rather than, you know, Bolivia or overseas, it's like they don't know who you are, they don't know anything about you. All they see is the hardships you go through in your country. All they see is, you know, what they hear about police stories and movies, and, you know, all they see is some perspective that, you know, we're perceived to be.
Right.
So they already have a open heart of caring, like, oh, I want to just.
So they don't really buy into the propaganda over there about us as stereotypically.
I mean, it depends. You know, some people do, some people don't.
Well, you know, there's racism everywhere.
Yeah.
But just on a, not I want to say majority, but just in your most of your dealings, you know, do you find that they don't really buy into the hype? Like they kind of deal with you as a person?
Yeah, you know, exactly that.
Not as a color first and then as a person?
Exactly that. In London, you know, London kind of had, I was in London when I was out there, but United Kingdom kind of had similar American vibes, but Bolivia, Peru, other countries I've been to.
You're like a superhero out there.
Man, like it's like, you know, first they don't even have African Americans out there, you know.
So you're exotic.
Exactly. And they see one of us, it's like, oh, you're not from here. We can't find one of you out here. All we got is Peruvians, Bolivians, Ecuadorians, Chileans. You know what I'm saying? We don't got no African Americans.
Correct.
And if there is black people, they're Cubans, the Dominicans, the Venezuelans.
Right.
But they see the African American like, oh, we can't touch one of those because we only see them on TV, in the music videos, on the basketball court, on the sports, or in those cultural situations.
You're like a peacock.
Yeah, so you know they
just
see
admire you and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So they see you and they figure out like, which one are you? Are you the player or are you the Are you the rapper, or are you the movie star, or are you the one that has a problem with the police?
Wow.
You know what I'm
So they want to know which archetype are you?
Exactly. But it's all out of the innocentness and thoroughness, out of the genuineness out of their heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't know no better.
Right.
Right.
And that's very refreshing to hear that, because, when you live in America, they would have you to believe that the whole world dislikes you. That the whole world is against you, and no one, and I mean, even just right here, I mean, depending on your mentality, you could feed into that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I grew up in a very melting pot, a major melting pot city where, like, by second grade, my best friend's name was Billy, and I had Asian friends in my classroom, and sat and ate lunch with Jose, and so I never grew up seeing colors like that. It didn't matter to me. We all used to play together and be at each other's houses. It never mattered to me.
Right.
It's not until I went to like Florida and places, like below the Mason-Dixon line, to where I started experiencing a dislike.
Yeah.
So that's very refreshing to hear that they are open-minded enough to deal with you first as a person.
Yeah.
And then however you represent yourself, that's how they deal with you.
Yeah, there's no entitlement, or they don't look at you and start perceiving you to be something that you're not off the rip. They look at you and they're interested in who are you. You know what I mean? And just that genuineness, it makes it easy for them to reciprocate a genuine love for you once they figure out who you are. Now, if you're not a good person, they don't like you. I'm saying,
Yeah,
I mean,
a shitty person is just a shitty person.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
There's nothing you can do about that.
You feel me?
You're just an asswipe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They gonna see your heart, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you got on your heart, that's how they gonna love you, for what's in your heart.
And I love that. And out here though, it's
like
what you offer, what you have, how many likes, how many people following you.
What's your IG status? Like, what car you got? How many bands in your pocket? What roller you got on your wrist? You know what I'm saying? What Gucci, Sachi designer you in? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And if you don't have any of those the makings of that costume on, then you're a lame. But it's crazy to me that's the mentality that a lot of people have nowadays. Like, I grew up, like I said, in a place where it was all different types of people. Had a friend of mine where he had put it like this, he can change cars multiple times a day. He could change multiple Rolexes a day or whatnot. But when we went out, he wasn't flashy. He didn't he didn't go out wearing Gucci down and Louis down and whatnot. Like, he had nice things, but his who he was as a man was not defined by what he obtained.
By his things.
And that's what made people respect him more, because you wouldn't even know that he had them things unless you caught him on a day with a nice something on. You're like, oh, damn, that was nice. And he put it in his pocket and start talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't about that. And I like that, people who have an understanding that just because someone they have all the costumes, the costume of success on their body, it does not mean that this person even has food in their refrigerator at home. It does not mean that they're a good person. It does not mean that they don't have a car that they don't have to try to crank for 30 minutes before it can start. Like, this person could be a whole bum with foreign clothes on. There's a lot of bums with foreign clothes on.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just a costume to fool you, to make you think that I'm doing better than what I'm actually doing.
And that's the lostness of it all. You feel me? That's where people is so lost in it. So lost.
Agreed. 100%. People, and you know what? This pandemic, it made it worse, to be honest with you.
It did.
Because now you got people who are touching large sums of money who have never touched $1 before in their life, and now they walking around like they big dog, and like looking down on you, and you ain't holding a money phone to your ear. You didn't buy a bus down and this, that, and third. Dude, let me explain something to you about me and mine over here. We've been getting money.
Yeah, me.
We've been touching commas. I don't understand. Like, I'm not excited about these things. The things that you're doing now that got you all hyped up about, I was getting whooped about at 14 by my mother and told to stay in the house. I've been doing these things, like, so that's why at this point in my life, you can call me a square, whatever. I'm about making my money, tending to business, going home and being with my kids and my woman.
Man, that's
outside of that.
That's happiness too, and it take money to make money. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people that don't understand that. A lot of people get that, whatever they want to get, whether it's a stimulus, a PPP, a paycheck, whatever. You get that 5, 10, 1 rack, 20 racks, whatever it is. Take some of that money to put into making more money. People want to go splurging on all this. Whatever, on other families that got LLCs that's been out here for more than 100 years. The difference between my clothing line and Versace and Gucci clothing line is a LLC in 100 years, period.
Which is fire, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Fire. Well detailed, well designed. Every aspect about what I'm looking at, I can tell that you've meticulously taken the time to think about it. Trial and error. You've put things here, you took it off. Yeah. You tried it around, you moved things around. I can see that you have really put time into what you're doing, quality.
Longevity wise, I'm looking at this like what I'm trying to set up now, I can't see the success from it. I can't see any rewards from it. My kids.
What's the difference between you and Supreme?
LLC and time.
No, true. But what I'm saying is that Supreme started off with just making T-shirts.
Exactly. There is no.
They just made T-shirts. Like, that's it. Just a little red box with a word Supreme in it.
Like what? Like 5-6 years ago? Not even that long ago, for real. It was like 10.
I don't want to mess the amount of time, but it was within the last 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And when you listen to their story, it's not like something that nobody else can do.
Exactly, man.
But see, the difference between those brands and our brands is that we will create our brands in hopes that someone else will believe in them. Mm-hmm. Where we believe more in those other brands than our own. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What we should be doing is creating these brands like Buckets and Blessings, Black CEO, creating these brands and then putting the amount of money that you would put into a Gucci, put it into your brand.
That's what I'm getting at.
And I just wanted to say this one last thing, and I want you to continue with your point. There's this saying that I've read that I've never heard anything top this one as far as money is concerned. Mm-hmm. Money is you can use money is like an employee. Mm-hmm. You are supposed to put your money to work for you. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to work for your money. Facts. You're supposed to make your money work for you.
Say that again, man.
Your money is your employee. You are the boss of your dollars. Mm-hmm. You are supposed to go and employ your dollars to make your dollars work for you, as opposed to working for your money. What I also will say about that is that once you create something that generates money, the saying that I read was you can never work harder for money than you can make money work for itself.
Say that again.
You can never work harder for money than you can make money work for itself.
Can never work harder for money
than you can make money work for itself.
Man, that's golden. That went over that. That's a lot of people.
Don't let that go over your bean top, okay? Seriously, pull your cap down and make sure it hits you right where it's supposed to.
You want to grasp that one. Go ahead and throw that back in the brainstorm. You want to grasp that one.
Don't let that roll off. Bring it back. But seriously, and when I adopted that mentality, like, that's the reason why, like, I'm preaching to my mom, like, let's create a home-based business for you, which we're working on now, because you're in retirement, you're sitting at home, you're bored, there's not too much for you to do. Turn yourself into a millionaire right now. Your son knows how to interface with the technology, how you don't. I will help you to get this thing done. So now we're working on it. We got the concept. Now we're doing the articles of formation for her LLC and this, that, and the third. She also, when they bring around another rounds of the PPP, I'm gonna make sure she gets that.
Hey, likewise.
Because that is what this thing is about. So that's just where I'm at with this whole thing. Let's take the time and see the value in what we believe in, what we create, because ultimately we are the tastemakers anyway.
Facts.
All these big companies and designers and whatnot, they watch.
It's
They
for
watch us. They watch, right?
It's for us.
Hello.
Come on, man. The black dollar, man. Like,
And the black dollar is the most uncirculated dollar back into its own community. Okay, so they say that the Jewish dollar is circulated at least 5 to 7 times within its own economy before it's sent out
and it's
into
known
someone
too.
else's community.
You can see it. You can see it.
So Ruben will go do business with such and such and such, and then such and such will go do business with Berkowitz, and then Berkowitz will go do business with such and such, and this is all within Williamsburg, Brooklyn, within 5 to 10 block radius. The money is circulated 5, 6, 7 times.
And they mess around, be all cousins.
Facts. We're the only ones that we work for our money.
Yeah.
We take our money. Soon as we get it, we got to throw it at somebody. We can't wait to give it to someone else, to someone who don't look like you and me.
Man, just to flex amongst the people who do look like us to say,
But what
we had money to get this.
What level of self-hatred is that, though, Ben?
They don't even. It's not even. I'm saying the lack of education.
That process
man.
don't even cross
It
the
don't even
mind.
cross their mind.
But it's a level of self-hatred because when I look at your clothing line right now, right, I'm looking at the next. Not saying, correlating in time, because that was back then. But you know how big FUBU was back in the day.
It's crazy you said that. I was going to mention that later, but yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
looking at the next FUBU right now, for us by us, made by someone who looks like me, and I'm be more than glad to give this man my money because he has taken the time to create something that is quality. See, I don't have an issue. Let's just address this also. I don't have an issue supporting black-owned businesses. But what I do find is that a lot of times we will take things and just throw it together and then want people to throw money at us.
Yeah.
That's not the way this thing works. The reason why Gucci will get your money is because they have ad campaigns, because they have high quality photography, because they have good websites, because the stitching in the clothing and all this stuff, they've taken the time to pay attention to the details.
Right. The details is key.
The details is key. So when I see a shoe company, like you ever heard of Saya Collective or whatever, he's on Instagram.
I don't know. I think I want to say yeah, but I heard a couple up and coming shoe stuff.
Yeah. He's a 100% fully owned by him. He's a black man, long full beard, and he is doing numbers. Why is he doing numbers? It's not because I'm a black owned business. Is because he actually has a quality product.
Yeah.
His shoes are fire.
Yeah.
Like, they look better than Yeezys, to be honest with you.
They got a Yeezy type of look.
They got a
to 'em.
Yeezy kind of
I know
feel
what
to
you're
him.
talking about. I seen
Yeah.
them.
He
I
got
know
fire
what you're talking about.
colorways and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Some
Yeah.
come in ice cream kind of containers.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I know exactly
Very
what you're talking
creative,
about.
you know. So when I'm looking at your brand and I go on the site and I look at some of the other stuff that you've put together, or even the sweatsuit that you had on last time, the gray one and whatnot, I love supporting quality.
Yeah,
Especially if it's from my own people, but I want my own people to especially provide me with the quality.
And that's one thing I was really big on, a part of, trying to serve as a blessing with these companies as God continues to bless me to, be successful with these companies. I wanted to, put ourselves in a position where it's like, give us something that we like, you know what I mean? Like all our clothes, all my clothes, all the clothes with all the companies I got, Bucks and Blessings, other stuff I got going on. It's for, the culture of us that's, people. It's for the people that's gonna like our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
for us by us.
For lack of a better term, it's FUBU. For us by us, man.
He summed it up so perfectly with that.
And it's crazy you said that. I actually was talking about that with my mom about like a couple months ago, like 5 months ago. She came to me and was like, "Yo, the owner of FUBU started out in his mom's basement, and I think it was Bronx, New York,
Queens,
New York,
Queens, New York.
And by 2 years later, he had his own office, and all I could do is laugh and point to the first basement where I started out with my mom's, and just say like that office right down there.
Exactly, and now and look at the progression since then.
Man, we just kind of looked at each other and started laughing, like with a smile, laughing, like, "Oh yeah, we gonna come back on this conversation."
Goosebumps feeling. Yeah.
Kind of look like, hey, we on to something now. We on to something.
Like you remember the show, the Wayans Brothers.
Yeah, bro, right though. That's exactly one of those moments, man.
So, what are your thoughts on J. Cole's basketball aspirations?
J. Cole basketball aspirations, man. Well, you know, just a dog in me. He can't beat me. He can't beat me. Now, none of them rapper slash hooping rappers can beat me. But, I say he top 3 as far as rappers in the game behind Dave East and probably Lil Durk.
Right. And Breezy.
Yeah, Breezy doing he one-man circus.
The one-man band, man, you know?
Right.
Okay, and which, by the way, the new album, the new J. Cole album, fire, super fire. But when I saw that tape over there, when he was playing, I forgot which team he plays for.
Who, J. Cole?
Yeah.
I forgot. I know you're talking about.
But he plays overseas as well, right?
Yeah. Had some little ABA team,
yes,
type joint.
right. When I saw the lack of aggression in his game, I was like, I don't know, Cole. You've been putting too many basketballs and hoops on your album covers to not be the truth.
You feel me?
You know, like I need to see a little bit more testosterone on that court. You know, you was playing you were playing a little soy boyish for me.
Yeah, like he got his rap career, out in New York.
Right.
But it looking like you played ball back in where is it? Dreamville, North Carolina.
Dreamville or whatever, wherever you from. You know,
like you picked up a ball first time over there. It wasn't New York where you first learned to play ball, man.
So if you felt like anybody was going to be competition for you, I know you said Davies, but who would you think could possibly give you a challenge?
A challenge, man. That's hard for me to answer because just the dog, the killer in me, going to say nobody. They don't do this. They don't grind like how I grind. They're not in the gym.
They smoke too much and stay in the studio too long.
The dog in me won't let them beat me. So
Got it.
I say if anybody though.
No, that's a good attitude to have because listen, I don't have 0.1% of the podcast that Joe Rogan has out, but I definitely feel like nobody's seeing me on this microphone.
Nah, real rap though.
You know, and that's the attitude you have to have.
Exactly, that's the mentality you gotta have. Because if you don't, somebody else who want to take your spot got that mentality.
Right, because it's all about what I've come to understand. Like when we spoke about the clothing line and what separates us from them and this, that, and the third. You said a LLC and more time. I love that. But guess what also separates? The desire.
Facts.
The desire.
Facts.
Because, like people will say things like, oh, well, Elon Musk, he was born with a lot of money, so of course he would make a Tesla. Wrong. How many celebrities or how many people have you heard of that they came from wealth and they did nothing with that money? So just because you was born with a silver spoon don't mean that you're going to continue to upgrade the metal of the spoons. You might go back to plastic. You know what I'm saying? Because of your mindset. And like I always like to say, those who are self-made and get it out the mud, they can't touch us anyway. Yeah. Because we've seen both sides of the fence. Yeah. And when you've seen what it's like to be on the lower end of the scale, you will work harder than 5 people to not go back to that.
Yeah, you're going to value that more. You're going to value that more
because the journey was that much more harder for you. It took more. You remember all the sacrifices that you had to make to get to this point. Like we were saying before we started, everything that we have now, these are things we prayed for.
Facts.
These are things that we begged God to have. Facts. So now here we are and we knee deep in it and we want to act like we over our heads or we overwhelmed.
Man, like like we were saying earlier, I can't complain when there's too much on my plate because I remember times I was praying to eat. You know what I mean? So now that food is on my plate, it's time to eat. You know what I mean? So I feel you on that.
100%. And so my next question is about buckets and blessings. Give us all that that buckets and blessings entails. As I see it, it's more than just a clothing line.
Way more.
It's way more inclusive with the different facets of it than just clothing. So what does it entail?
Well, all in all, overall general synopsis, the slogan at Buckets and Blessings is we strive to be a blessing with the game of basketball as God continues to bless us to be successful with the game of basketball.
Strong.
End quote. Now, with that being said, there isn't anything with the game of basketball that we don't do. We do everything for this culture, for this community of basketball. There's no color, race, that we don't care about none of that, gender. None. If you play the game of basketball, from the day you pick up a ball until the day you decide I'm done, I'm putting it down, we provide you with something, if not everything, in the game of basketball. Now, for kids, we got child development starting from 6 years old, child development to, fundamentals, teach them the right way, how to make shots, layups, and then, the kids that kind of get it figured out seriously, at a younger age. We got more extremes individual training for, those kids that kind of know around 9, 10 years old, hey, I want to get a college scholarship. I want to go play pro.
Right.
We're going to start teaching you these pro ways now at a young age.
Building the foundation.
Exactly. And then, as far as them, kids want to play AAU teams and, travel teams and all like that, we get them in connections with teams around wherever you are in America. If you are a kid and, you want to play AAU basketball or something, we will help you find a team close to your area to help you, play the game of basketball. Now, we're based in Philadelphia, Las Vegas, and Bolivia, but our connections, our wide span, our horizon is worldly,
very broad,
very broad. And for the youth, we're just now up and growing and doing a lot of things for the youth, and going to keep on pushing the youth this up and coming years in summer. But outside of the youth, high school kids, we have a lot of stuff for the high school kids as far as private workouts. Every Wednesdays and Saturdays here in Vegas, we have coaches coming into the gyms to watch these high school kids face to face with hopes and possibilities of a potential blessing to land a college scholarship to go play NCAA ball, whether it's D1, D2, D3, NAIN. It's a chance to play free basketball.
And how far you climb up from there is on you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? We're going to put you in front of the people who need to see you to have the chance to be blessed with the blessing you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's elementary to high school, or whether it's high school to college, or whether it's college to pro. And then outside of helping, growth your game, helping find your next team, helping find your next, coach or trainer, we have a clothing line. There's people that are just fans outside of the basketball. They don't, never play basketball their life. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But they love the game of basketball. They, they wear all the gear. They got all the merch,
I love sports attire, and people like, oh, did you check out the game the other day? And I'm like, I just like the jersey.
Yeah.
The colorway is fire.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't forget about you. We ain't forget about you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything, you know what I'm saying? The color, the clothing lines is for, it's for athletic, it's for the youth, it's for the athletes, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to be an athlete to wear athletic gear.
Of course not. You just have to be active.
Active, you know what I'm saying?
I like to call it active wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Those who want to move, this is the gear for you.
Yeah, you feel me? So, there's a lot going on. Then outside of that, just the exposure, as far as getting, I got a lot of clients as far as getting them signed overseas professional and giving them the best opportunity to play professional basketball. Now, I can't promise everyone we don't promise a contract. What we promise is the exposure.
Right. Putting you in front of the people.
Exactly.
How far you climb from there?
That's on you. If you training and you grinding, you working every day, when you get in front of those people, you're going to be ready. If you not, when you get in front of those people, they going to see, oh, you're not ready.
You need work.
We're going to put you in front of those people.
So now let's say you get a kid who they have a lot of potential, but you can clearly see they're not ready yet. Do you have because you said with the foundation building and stuff like that, so you would work with that child and get him more fine-tuned? Right. Now, awesome.
Yeah, like if it was a college guy looking to play professionally, well, first and foremost, we evaluate everyone's game. We look at your player profile resume. We evaluate your game. If you don't have a player profile resume, we create a player profile resume. A lot of times people don't understand. Outside of high school, basketball is business. This is a job.
Billion, trillion dollar.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So just like you going to all these, factories, whatever, McDonald's, wherever job you go, you giving them a resume.
Right.
So look over your
stats.
You got to do the same in basketball. You got to give them a resume to see what did you did in AAU, and then high school after that, and then college after that. What did you stat, or what was your stats? What was your accolades? What did the coach have to say about you? Are you a good character kid? Are you a hothead? All of this is on your resume.
These things count.
So we make that resume, And we push it. We get it in front of those agents or coaches or organizations that's looking for somebody like you or in your positioning. And if you are not ready, if you don't have that, specific talent or skills or something of that nature, we don't put you into the fire if you're not ready. We're going to tell you, hey, we can't help you. These are the things you need to work on your game. Where we can help you is we can offer you personal training sessions, or I can recommend you to a trainer near you who can help elevate your game.
And then come back
and come back and see us. But, at the same time, Buckets and Blessings, we stand on quality, not quantity. We stand on quality. So, if I can't help people at the end of the day, I don't care about your money. I don't want your dollars. I'm not trying to get rich off this. Like I said, what I'm trying to accomplish off of this, I can't accomplish it in this lifetime. My kids got to see the benefits of this. So I'm really out here to help somebody who was in my shoes 5, 10, 15 years ago that want to play this game of basketball that didn't have a me to help them on the way up. You know what I'm saying?
Creating opportunities so that the bearers of your last name can continue the legacy and continue to create opportunities for the next generations to come.
Right.
Got you. Yes. My question is, Ben, for any parents who are listening, right, that got a young boy, girl who are interested in getting signed up, or what they heard was extremely intriguing to them, like, okay, my son and daughter is extremely passionate, but I don't know, any good programs, and they heard what you just offered, and they said that's the one. How do they get signed up?
www.bucketsblessings.com. www.bucketsblessings.com. Contact us there. Go to our events page. You'll see all the information you need to know as far as whether you want to get your kid on the nearest AAU team, whether it's here in Las Vegas or all the way on the West Coast or on the East Coast in Philadelphia. We have connects. We have avenues and streets and ways for you to get connected with your kids and AAU team for them to play basketball. Whether it's personal training, contact us there. www.bucketsandblessings.com. Contact us, man. Anything, everything. We provide it.
That's right. I want you to when you go on the website and you see all of the different things that they're doing with the youth, that they're offering to the children, the different age ranges, and how they're really, really hands on. Like he's not just this is not cap. This is there's no cap in Ben's rap. Okay, what he's saying is exactly what it is. Like they are very very much ingrained into the community. It's very inspiring to see the kids and how you guys are motivating them and how they're happy and because especially in the last 2 years, like the outlet for the youth has diminished.
Yeah, especially with the COVID and all.
Right.
On.
So what you're doing is so impactful to their mental health, right?
Yeah.
Even outside of their physical, for their physical benefit, the mental health benefit of what you guys are doing is one of the most beneficial things that they're getting out of this, because they're around positive males. Right. They're around people who are striving. They're around people who are doing better. They want people who want better. Mm-hmm. They're not hanging around, not to say this, but losers. They're hanging around people who want to win and are winning.
Man.
So I can't see if my son was old enough, he would definitely be getting signed up, because that's something that is that's what's missing in today's time. I grew up a part of mentorship programs and summer camps and stuff like that. You met kids on a different side of town that you would have never met before if you didn't go to that program.
Right.
Or like the PAL after school program. Like they don't have stuff like that anymore.
Exactly.
So what you're doing is like kind of is reminiscent of that to me, but just on another level.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Buckets and Blessings, it's not a company, man. It's a ministry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say that again. I don't know which camera to look at, but Buckets and Blessings, it's not a company. It's a ministry. You know what I'm saying? So
amen to that.
We looking to really touch lives before we make a dollar, because when you focus on touching lives, the money gonna come.
100%.
We ain't worrying about that. You touch a life, you change that life, and that trickles down to change the next life, and that trickle down to change the next life. Oh, God gonna make sure your life change too.
that's what brings about a paradigm shift. You know, when you got it's like there was that movie, I forgot what it was called. When they were paying it forward. You know, but throughout our lives, like a lot of times, like like I have to I do things to keep myself in a grounded perspective. I don't like the word humble because when you look up the etymology of the word humble, it's not a positive thing. So I like to keep myself grounded because sometimes it's very easy to get high-minded. It's very easy to get haughty and boastful.
Right.
You know, oh, I got all this going. I'm lit. I'm popping in this and the third. But think about all the people that helped you, all the hands that pushed you along to get you where you are at right now.
Yeah.
Some of these people you don't talk to anymore. Some people you don't know anymore, but you didn't get yourself here.
Yeah.
There was times where people saw more in you than you saw in yourself. So it's up to you to give that energy back to the universe, to the youth who are growing up with low self-esteem, who are growing up without the social outlets and growing up just looking at a computer screen all day long, so they got low self-esteem and they socially awkward and things like that. Like these things are going to cause major psychological problems.
And it's crazy. Like once I started it back in 2017. I just seen the last substantial growth within the last year. It's crazy how many kids recently have started reaching out to me and just asking me questions that have nothing to do with basketball, nothing to do with just man to man. Hey, how did you get through this? Man to man, how did you deal with the temptations of that? Man to man, how did you stay focused when this happened? Because I'm scrolling through your timeline, I see you talk about this, you did that, and you just you stay straight through it all. And it's like, okay, that's what I'm doing it for. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, when you build that camaraderie with them and, you help them out, what's his shirt to them later on, a year later now, when they're in a better headspace because you took the time to, share your testimony with them.
Just listening.
Just listen. What's a $20 shirt? They don't care what's on it now. They'll get it just because of what you did for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not so much that they want to it's a transactional thing. It's they're vested into your brand because your brand has actually, like, I can't think of a brand that has actually taken the time to positively impact my life on my day-to-day level. You know, so that is what's going to separate you from many, because you're actually directly connecting with the people.
That brand is a ministry.
100%. So if you were able to give any advice to a young Ben Merritt, what would you say?
A young Ben Merritt. Any advice to a young Ben Merritt? Oh man, what is you doing? What is you doing right now? What are you doing? What are you doing? You think you know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You out here looking goofy. you out here looking goofy. All that stuff don't mean nothing, man. Go put that money into something else and then get your mental mind state ready to be what you really want to be. And stop. Man, I would tell myself so much, man. I need a whole nother show.
You would give yourself an earful.
Yeah, I need a whole nother show, man.
Sit down.
Everything I'm talking to y'all today, I would sit here and tell myself in the mirror at a very younger age if I could. I wasted so much time.
And that's the reason why I asked you that, because, see, a lot of times people think that, like, I'm sure, like my lady, right? I'm sure I piss her off because I'm always preaching. I'm always teaching. I'm always preaching and teaching, But what she doesn't realize is that I've made so many mistakes. I've messed up so many times to where I know how to get it. I know how to do it right now. To where now when I got people around me, I don't want you to have to go through those so many different things that I've had to go through. So I try to, but I've come to find that you can't reverse engineer anyone else's growth.
Yeah.
People got to go through the growing pains just like how you went through it.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, you can tell someone, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, do this, that, the third, but until they experience it themselves, the lesson, the lesson is not as impactful
Exactly.
until they deal with it in their real time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you tell it to them, then now you've just influenced their reality, and now they're looking for it to be a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, a lot of times when I'm talking, I'm actually talking to myself.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm literally saying these things back to me because, you know, whether people don't realize it or not, when you are striving for something great, or when you're doing, you know, you're building brands, how we're doing right now, there's a lot of times where people don't see behind the scenes those dark moments. They don't see those moments where you get up and you don't want to get out the bed, or you don't want to answer the phone calls, you don't want to respond to the emails, you don't want to talk to the people that's around you because you got so much going on in your head, and you want to balance all these things out. It makes sense and compartmentalize all these things, but you still got life happening, and you still got your responsibilities, and you got kids?
Nah, not yet.
Well, add that to the list, you know?
Yeah.
And you got all these things, and it's like, you know, people are like, well, why are you being like this? And it's not a personal thing, but like I said, people don't see the dark vision.
Right.
They see the light. They see what's going on behind. They see what you post on your social medias.
Yeah, they only see what we allow them to see.
They only see what you allow them to see, but behind that is like they saying goes, be like a duck. On the surface, you are calm. Underneath the water, you paddling like hell,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what it is. So let's have a few more questions for you. I know that you got a list of things to get into today, but my next question is, what is your, outside of basketball, who are, it could be two, but if you don't have two, just one is fine. Greatest influence in your life?
Greatest influence on my life, man. I gotta say, you know, a younger me would have had a lot of public figures, or, you know, a lot of different people that common names and all like that. But you know, nowadays in times in my life right now where I'm at, man, I can't give God enough glory to just thank Him for, you know, God first and foremost, man, God, man, that's what I'm, you know, that's to answer the question, God, you know, that's
it. Who else can you put?
You feel me? That's what I'm trying. That's the answer. But apart from God, and I think to God be the glory for Stephen and Cecilia Merritt, man. You know, it's a lot that I didn't really necessarily see growing up, as far as little stuff like sending me to high school in Jersey, getting me out of Philadelphia so I could be more focused on what I love to do, which is basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's little stuff like that, man. Seeing the sacrifices, like the last $5 they got, making sure I got some gas in my car. And it's
We were just talking about that. People who helped us to get to this point.
You feel me?
Not
And
forgetting those sacrifices.
Ever. I would not, you know, my pops and my mom's included, they done some stuff where, you know, they gave me their last to see my dream come true.
Just to see you not go without.
You feel me? And people, you know, it was situations where, you know, it didn't work. This industry is cold. You know, I got scammed with some stuff. And to see them give me their last and for us to get scammed on my behalf, it was like, I got y'all. When these businesses is up, don't worry, we never get scammed again. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all businesses now. You feel me?
Strong, very strong. I had that same conversation recently with my mom. I literally told her, you know, similar to what you said, just acknowledging her sacrifices. I was like, Ma, I plan to have you here with me for another 40 to 60 or 100 years.
Yeah.
But for whatever time that you got left, I intend on making this heaven on earth for you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's. You know, when you, like you said, when you were younger, you would have gave a whole bunch of public figures and stuff like that. I want to thank Ray Allen and this person,
like,
somebody that you never met
know
before.
me, yeah.
but the person who breastfed you though, she don't get no shout out,
nothing. You
nothing.
know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, we gotta do better. We gotta
way better. You know,
better.
so I'm at that place now where it's like, you know, I can't. There's been, I'm not going to put all of her, you know, because I'm actually going to have an episode where I'm going to have my mom on.
That's hard, bro. Yeah. Hey, congrats, man. I that's respect, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have my mom on,
That's
you know, because
respect.
she is, when I say who's the greatest influence on your life, I've had some really strong ones, but I can't say anybody but my mom either.
Yeah.
You know, well, my dad, my stepdad, but he's been in my life from day one. So Rory and Sheila, you know, two of my biggest superheroes.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many times in their life where they could have chose other things, but they chose me.
Man.
You know, they could have put other things first, but they put me first.
Yeah.
They invested into me, and now look what it did, what it created. You know,
and you know us in our culture, man. You know that to have one, let alone two, that's a blessing, man.
I mean, listen, people used to call me privileged and all this stuff and try to make me feel bad because I came from a 2 working parent household and whatnot. And I had to grow up and realize that y'all were just fucking idiots.
You really, the way it's supposed to be.
You want to make me feel bad because I grew up in a wholesome house?
America.
But that just shows you how broken we are, though.
Bro.
Most of us are, you know? So my question is, for any designers, what would be a word of inspiration that you would want to give them, Ben?
Do you, man. Make your clothes for you. Make your clothes for what you got in your heart. And then what you love in your heart. Make clothes for how you love them, the way you love them, and what you want to do with them. And find a way to market that and get money as stream of revenue doing so. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow no trends already out there, because your new trend could be the next trend. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes we're ahead of our time.
Yeah.
You know, you could put out something that somebody could say, oh, that's garbage.
Yeah.
And then you stick with that vision,
Yeah.
give it some time, let the world catch up to you. And in about 5 years, you could be the biggest thing out here, you know? Because I look at it like it's like a stock thing. You know, like look at it like a stock investment, right? When the stock starts, like for example, with the dip that happened the other day, right? People started panic selling.
Right.
But the true veterans, they don't sell.
I was just telling
They
my
hold.
man that too.
They
Like
hold.
that right now.
Yes,
man.
because when it shoots back up again,
It's gonna, man.
you gonna win.
If anything, buy more now.
That double down.
Double down, yeah.
Right. So it's almost like the same thing. You know, like you're building up the value of, you're building up the stock in your brand.
Yeah.
And right now it's not at a high valuation. But if you ride it out and you ride out all of the things that kill people's businesses, kill the dreams, and you just surpass all those things and you persevere, you could be the next Versace house.
Man,
you could be the next Burberry house. You know the next Virgil. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Because they all had to, like Virgil. He started with Kanye and this one and that one. You think that he was at some point like, damn, I'm around all these great people. Like my shit ain't gonna never come out, man. Now look,
Right.
Now look, Kanye time passed. This one time passed. Now it's
up.
his time.
Now he up. You chill around 10 millionaires who become the 11th. Chill around 10 clowns who become the 11th.
Facts. So it's about weathering the storm.
Right.
It's about weathering the storm. Can you play the long game?
And then to piggyback on that, it's a marathon. You know
Not
what I'm
a
saying?
sprint.
Not a race, not a sprint. It's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? If you look
Shout
at
out to the
Fubo,
late great Nip.
Yeah, R.I.P. Nip, man. Late great. But if you look at Fubo is not on the level as Versace, Gucci, Fendi, Balenciaga.
Right.
But you think that they're not millionaires? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know, us as a people, we'll knock our own people. Oh, that's Fubu. You wearing knockoffs, you wearing the fake John. This Fubu.
We need to
Nobody
bring
wear
it back.
But they eating right now.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's a marathon. He started out in his mom's basement.
But see, that just also goes to show you that you talking to the uninitiated mind.
Yeah.
You know, because what Damon John did was take the money from Fubu and then roll it into a plethora of other businesses. So yeah, if you could be saying, oh, no one buys Fubu anymore, but I'm pretty sure there's about 8 other products that he owns that you do buy that you may not aware that he owns.
Right. And he's still
he's still winning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So ultimately Fubu is still winning.
Yeah.
You know? See, people think that because a company goes by a different name that it's not run by the same face. Like it's still the same owner. He just is in a different market now. He's in a different market.
Look at GM Motors. If you don't know all the cars GM Motors make, just Google what cars GM Motors make. You'll be surprised how much of the industry.
Correct.
they
Even
control.
and what they're affiliated with even outside of automobiles.
Man, for real. For real, just in the
There's
electrical company.
there's at least 6 companies right now, conglomerate companies that basically own all of these other companies that's underneath them. So like for example, you've heard of the Mars company?
Yeah,
They own Twix, Snickers, this one, that one, this one, that one, blah, 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 blah. And then even outside of candy, they have hands of different, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, we can go ahead and end it on this very last and important question. What can we look forward to the near future from the Buckets and Blessings brand, as well as Ben Merritt specifically himself?
Buckets and Blessings brand coming up very soon. Summertime inventory clothes, t-shirts, shorts, new ball gear as far as sleeves and, sportswear, activewear, t-shirts and dry fits, stuff like that. Coming up end of this month. Event-wise, the first annual Buckets and Blessings Celebrity All-Star Basketball Game coming this July, projectedly July 10th. We got some great people coming out. Y'all got to make sure y'all be there. Pull up, man. It's going to be a show. We got Willie Weathers, Jay Yorker from the Gridiron Gang from old movie with Dwayne Rock Johnson. We got The Worm from Coach Carter.
Wow.
We got Philly Swain, a battle rapper from Southwest Philly. It's and a whole bunch more celebrity names. It's going to be a good event. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a great one, man. Make sure y'all there. Other than that, we got some summer camps, summertime kids camps coming up for basketball, teaching the skills and drills fundamental to the game of basketball. Definitely look out, check them out on the website for the flyers coming up in our social media. Definitely check them out up and coming for the flyers and check out the dates and registrations. And other than that, man, Ben Merritt, man, back on the grind, stay on the grind, never stop the grind.
Perpetual grind.
Yeah. Next month, sliding back over the waters for a little bit, go back to Bolivia. You know what I'm saying? And try to go win me a 3rd championship out there. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it. I love that. I love that. Go ahead and plug in your socials for us.
Definitely go follow me personally, B.Merritt _33, B.Merritt _33 on Instagram. Buckets and Blessings, BUCKETS _N _blessings on Instagram. 4 other companies, Moss Mania Philly. Go ahead and get your dietary nutrient supplements. Sea Moss, the best superfood out here right now. 92 natural vitamins and minerals.
You have the purple as well?
Got the purple, yup. I got a smoothie right here. Matter of fact, I got a jar ready for you right now. I just made some purple last night.
I love it.
All right.
Go ahead and continue.
Well, Moss Mania Philly. We got another branch, Moss Mania Miami, if y'all see that. Moss Mania Las Vegas coming at the end of this month. Other than that, the last company, two more companies, Custom Creators. Follow them on Instagram, Custom Creators. Bulk Clothing, custom apparel, if you want your name, RIP shirts, party shirts, graduation shirts, whatever, bulk-wise, we do it for any company, business cards, everything. We do it. Check us out on Custom Creators. And last but not least, CustomChristianClothing.com, promoting all motivational quotes on shirts and clothing. Going to see Faith Over Fear on there as well, and, Pray, Praise, Play, those type of shirts from Buckets and Blessings are also affiliated with them as well, with Custom Christian Clothing. Other than that, make sure y'all follow us all, hit us up. We got promos, deals, giving away free gear, giving away, trying to be a blessing to the people, man. That's all we trying to do with all the companies.
This has been Ben Merritt, Brandon B, Outside the Box, out.
I can't waste no time, I'm trying to get it, what you doing? Yeah, okay, you look bad, but I can't cuff, so we just coolin'. Okay, you got cash, but got no brains, so what you doing? Can't get in my lane, I'm gon' switch. They gave me a name, now I'm that nigga. You in the way, get you out of the way. Hop on a plane to a whole different state. I hit the gas and faded away. I'm in a whole different place. She said Mac, that's a whole different name. I said you can just call me Bae. I'm like, I don't even know her name. I'm